Hello Steelers, and welcome to this box opening of a particularly interesting forthcoming Kickstarter set, which has been produced by Adam Bengtsson. I think I'm pronouncing his surname correctly. It's Swedish surname, so I'm not sure if I'm butchering it. I do apologise, Adam, if I am. But Adam runs the Tabletop Studios workshop, who produce 3D prints, STLs and also physical products as well over in Sweden. He also distributes a lot of the Too Fat Lardies and Reiswitz Press products as well over there, so go and check him out. Check out Adam anyway on Twitter, and also check out his Tabletop Studio on Twitter. He has some fantastic pictures of scenery that he's created for the Normandy area, in particular 1944 fighting. That seems to be his particular interest, given his Twitter feed, and he has very, very kindly sent me this huge box that you can see here with stuff in it. It has just arrived today. This is the Friday. I'm not sure when this video will go out, but it has just arrived today, and this is, as far as I'm aware, a lot of this is from his Kickstarter that is coming forward. Well, I know it is. It's from his Kickstarter that I think was planned for the end of September, but obviously that's just overrun now. I think he's probably still working on bits and pieces. But again, go and check out Tabletop Studio over on Twitter, and also his website as well. I will put both Adam's and Tabletop Studios Twitter feeds in the description below, so go and check those out. I don't know if they're on Facebook, but there might be as well, but you'll certainly find some information on the Twitter stuff, and you'll see when the Kickstarter is coming. And he's been making lots of STLs for some of the famous buildings in and around Normandy. In this particular box, as far as I'm aware, there is the one of the churches from Vierville-sur-Mer, and also the Ormel Farm complex as well. There may be other bits and pieces, but these are large buildings, and you can see the size of this box, 6 kilograms. This is all stuff he's printed out for me, because I don't have a printer. And he has very, very kindly sent this over from Sweden as well. Unfortunately, it's been sat in customs for the last couple of weeks, so that's why it's taken a while to get this video out. But what I'm going to do is, I haven't actually opened this yet. It's still sealed, as you can probably see from the top there. I've literally just picked it up, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up in front of you so you can see what it is, and what I'll do is I'll then have a look at the models in more detail, and we'll go through them, and you can see the kind of stuff that he is producing for the Kickstarter that is, as I say, to come. Alright, so sit back, relax, let's have a look and see what's in the box. Okay, so as I said, it has literally just appeared, so I'm going to get it open now. This is the first time I'm seeing it with you, so let's just get this. Unfortunately, this was sat in customs for a little while. It took them a while to sort it out, and we've had some postal strikes and things recently, so it's been a little longer getting to me than it possibly should have done. But then that's what happens, I suppose, when you send 6 kilograms of Wargaming goodness across the oceans. So let's just get the last bit here. Hopefully don't cut myself on camera. Okay, so well, we've got a load of bubble wrap. Excellent. Everyone loves bubble wrap. I'm kidding. Right, I can start to see some things appearing already. So as I say, Adam not only sells STLs, but he also sells printed items as well. So if you don't have a printer like me, he will print things for you. And my God, I can already see, you can see some of the stuff that's in there already. These are nice big blocks. So we've got Townhouse, by the looks of things, that chimney or something. He's also sent me instructions for these as well, so I'm going to have a look at those to see what goes where. Let's have a look at that. And as I say, a lot of these are actual buildings in the Normandy area. He's a man obsessed with Normandy, and he's trying to do as much detailed work as he can on these Normandy townhouses. So we've got all sorts of bits of roof here, damaged buildings. Now we've got a terrain toba project going on currently over on Twitter. If I'm ever going to get these painted for October, I think I'm going to be pushing it. But we can just see how many of these things are. I'm going to need to buy a few more boxes, I think, Adam, for my terrain. So that looks like that's the roof off this one here. It looks like a couple of these might need a little bit of cleaning up here and there, but not too much, I don't think. He did say he'd got rid of most of the supports and things for me on them, but he has spent a long time painting these things. As you can see here, these are 15mm, so these are really nice large houses for 15mm. They're good size, and I think they are scaled to the actual size of them, well, they're supposed to be. So these are looking lovely and chunky things. And I think this is FDM printing. I've got a feeling it looks like it. You can see some of the lines on it, but not so much on the. You can see even still the detail is still very good on these. I think the lines are probably just a little bit more apparent just because it's because of the blackness of the printing material. But once these paint up, you won't see any of that, I don't think. Roof there, church roof, I believe. That looks like the apex of a church. There's bits, also all kinds of bits. It's going to take me a while to actually work out what goes where, I think. So let's keep working our way through this. Ruined bits of the church. I think this church is going to be huge, actually. I only just got a couple of churches from sabotaged as well, so this one might stand in for it. So this is probably part of the Ormel Farm complex, and damage on our roof as well. Looks really good. The fact that it comes with damage. I will probably be mounting these on bases individually, but I think there's enough work here for a lifetime by the looks of it. It's kind of difficult to see what every bit is, but long as it's going to get everything out. As I say, I'll get it all out on camera here. Gosh, look at that. It's a lovely piece of church architecture right there. And he has sent instructions, so I will be, I'll reference those and I'll get everything put together. And I'll show you how it all looks. But God, again, loads and loads of detail on these. Just looking at them, that's part of the church, obviously the wrecked church. I don't want to mess about too much at the moment and try to put stuff together. We've got these really nice townhouses as well, very typical French townhouses. So this is going to be perfect. Looks like I'm going to have to be getting a few more American soldiers and bits and pieces on for Normandy, adding to my collection. Look at that, that is absolutely fantastic. That's a beautiful piece of church architecture. Details on that are really good. He's really gone into this on these. Looks like, my God, it's still going. These are, I think this is the walls for the farm complex. We've got all the bits and pieces here. This is going to be like Lego. I know that's Danish and not Swedish, but this is like World War II Lego, I think, by the looks of it. Another big old building there with interior doorways, stairways and things. I'm sure there's going to be floors and things like that. God. Here we go, here's a bit more. There's an interior of a building, so again great for wargaming, just for moving figures about and things. Just more bits and pieces. There's another nice building there, another brick built building by the looks of it. I'm going to have to start doing a bit of research on what colour these buildings are over in Normandy. As I say, I think I'm going to have to buy a couple more new really useful boxes for this stuff. But I don't think I'm ever going to need any more terrain ever again now. I'm pretty much at it. Roofs and more bits and pieces of buildings. Lots of bits and pieces of buildings here. My God, Adam, you've gone mad. This is crazy. Can you tell how? I was not expecting this lot, so I really wasn't when this arrived. And when he asked if I'd be interested in having a look at it, and I thought, well, yes, of course. But, you know, it looks like I'm going to need another house just to hold these houses. Yeah, there's a nice little succinct building, isn't it? That's a lovely little piece there. That's just a nice little building on its own, isn't it? Sorry, I'm going to get distracted. It looks like there's tons of walls. This is all for the farm building, I think, and bits of the church as well. Still more of the church. Let's have a... God, there's still another pile down here. Okay, we've got another large building section here. That is part of the farm. Look how big that is. That is absolutely huge. And again, really nice details on the inside as well there with things. And as I say, he sells these in STL files. But I'm assuming these I think he will also do as prints as well. All part of the Kickstarter. gonna have to have a quick look. Let's have a look what else we've got here. Looks like the rest of it down here seems to be, oh no, there's even more bigger building bits here and stuff. So here's some more. These, let's say, just some of this stuff just needs a bit of a clean off, but that's easily done. It's just obviously residue from the printing process. I'll just get those. I'll get those cleaned up, obviously, before I paint anything. I think the hardest thing might be to even decide what it actually is I'm going to paint first. More of it there, and the rest of that looks like roofs and walls and things. So I'll leave that in there just for now. Let me just show you the table. I'll show you what the table actually looks like at the moment with all this plastic on here. So let's just twist that camera up. There you go. Amazing, absolutely amazing. There's an absolute ton of scenery here. As I say, we've got the townhouses, got bits of the church, we've got that farm, all kinds of stuff. So what I'll do is I'll sort through this and I'll work out what goes where, and I'll come back in a second and I'll show you some of the individual pieces as they actually are. So here we have the church, and you can see the size of this thing. I've got a 15mm US Marine Corps figure standing next to it, so it gives you an idea of how big this actually is. It's huge, absolutely huge. Lovely tower on it as well. Let me just turn that around. I'm going to have to break up the model a bit. You can see there, that's the tower of the building. And let's just have a look, and again there's still detail on the inside of this as well actually, just to tip that around as well so you can see the other side of it. Let's put that together. Does that fit like that, or is it like that? There you go. So there's the tower as well from the other side, and as I said, there's lots of detail actually within the church itself. You can see there's the stained glass windows and what have you. I'll just break this open as well to have a look inside. We've got these walls here with the windows on as well, and the little extra buildings on the outside of it. So that's the church. That in itself is a huge model, and I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to mount it yet. Probably on an MDF board, I would have thought at this point. But yeah, that's going to be a puzzle in itself, I'm fairly sure, but that will be a lovely centrepiece for any table, I would have thought. Right. Well, this took quite a long time to sort out and work out what bits were bits. But Adam did actually send me quite a lot of information over some instructions and things as well. This is the Ormel Farm complex, and this is actually now sitting on a 3x4 MDF board, so you can actually see how big it is. And this isn't even the entire complex, because just to the left of it here there is also this little pigsty building as well, or whatever it is, and a load of walls as well, which are part of the field system around the actual complex. He's also included as well the various floors and things which I haven't actually put into the building, so I just wanted to get this together just to show you how it looks. I was slightly confused earlier on, but the main building here in 1944 apparently didn't have a roof. I didn't realise that. I had to confirm that with Adam, but yes, it was open roofed in 1944, so this is very definitely from that attack. Adam has very kindly told me that yes, the Rangers, US Rangers, had a scrap over this a little bit as well. I've put a Plastic Soldier Company Churchill and our little Marine just to give you an idea. They're both in 15mm, give you a good idea of how big this actually is. And all these roofs come off. There's a real big, lovely farm complex here, so I'm just going to really kind of zoom around it a little bit. Let's just have a look. I'll take some of these roofs off. So this is possible, I think it's maybe the stables. I just stuck some of these on because they're going to need sticking down. No, it's some kind of working building. Oh no, actually I think this one over here is the stables, because I can't remember which one it is now, but there you go. I think there it's got the rooms for the horses in there. Stable building. I think this is probably the farmhouse itself. As I say, I haven't put the actual floors in yet, but I will do at some point. And then this is the building that is being worked on, the roofless one. All it has is this broken roof as well. And then we have another one over here. Can't remember what this one is. Another building, but again, just another ancillary farm building there. You can see the detail on the inside, and then finally the last building is this one here, which looks like some kind of hayloft or something, or some kind of storage place. And as I say, we also have this, what looks like a piggery or something, which sits outside, or a little storage room. Now, so that I couldn't I couldn't put out the rest of the walls, but these are all here, and so this is all included in this. These are all part of these STL files. So this is, as I say, the Ormel Farm complex itself. You see, it's an absolutely huge piece of resin, and you'd have to print this in several pieces, and it actually does. Let me just show you. Most of these are just blocks. So I've stuck them together with sellotape just to hold them in place for this video, but what I was thinking I'll probably do is I might make each of these buildings on a separate board, or its own board, and then make them almost modular so they will fit together, but I can actually then store them quite easily as well, because they're, even as little pieces, they're quite big on their own. So you know, storage is always an issue, but I think if I break it down into, you know, basically the four corners of the farm, it should be alright. This one is quite an interesting piece, simply because it's, you know, I was talking about it being Lego earlier. This one almost is Lego. The interior just comes to pieces like this. There's so many little bits and pieces in here that it's really cleverly designed. I really like it a lot. Unfortunately, the chimney stack did snap in transit, but that's easy enough to put back on and glue back on together. But as you can see, it's, you know, really intricate, really well thought out way of working and putting this together. This is, as I say, 15mm, 28mm. It might be a little too big, but you could at least print out one of these buildings anyway for your 1944 games. It's a really nice, typical Normandy farm building, really. So I think this would be really nice just to have these STLs and to make them into something special, really, I think. And that's what I'm going to try to do with them over, I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I am going to get these painted at some point. Okay, well, let's have a look at the last thing that's in the box, and we'll finish up there, I think. Alright, here is the final selection of the buildings that are in here. Some of these are from the Quarantaine Town Square selections. Again, these are also available on Tabletop Studios website as it stands. That's some of these ones at the front here, and I think some of the ones at the back are as well. We have also this generic farm as well, which has some damage and piles of bricks and things. That's going to be a nice little kit to make on its own. Again, unfortunately, I just had a little bit of damage in transit, but that's going to be easy fixable. And then you've got these very typical French townhouses as well at the back, you can see. And again, a lot of detail on these, and a lot of character to them as well, as 3D prints. And I'll say it again, Adam has said that, you know, not only can you buy these, he will sell the physical prints as well. He does a printing service, so you can get those from him as well. And that, I believe, includes all these. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I think possibly some of these might be included in the Kickstarter, but don't quote me on that, because I'm just showing you some of their other products, at least at this point as well. I like this Quarantaine Town Square house. This is a nice one. It actually comes in several parts, so you've got the rear of it here, which actually fits on, and the fact that it's, you know, it's not a square like a lot of houses are. The just fact that it's got that just slight kink in it, you know, like the real house does, but the real building just makes it really nice. You know, I like that the shape of the back building on it. You know, it's that organic move as houses get built through towns and things. So that's the other collection of buildings. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in total there. So that's another 10 of them. And as I say, these some of these are already available on Tabletop Studios website. Well worth having a look at. See what else he does. He does a lot of markers for games as well, and will also he will also design things for you as well if you are interested in that. So this is it's not just his Kickstarter. He does also already have a lot of products for sale over there. So do go and check him out. And give him a bit of love as well and tell him I sent you through this video. So I will wrap up there. I think you've seen everything that's in the box now. You've seen a good selection of the kind of products that Tabletop Studios sell. I'm very, very chuffed with these, and I'm looking forward to actually getting some of these painted up. I don't think I'm going to do them through Terrain to October, fortunately, but I will be endeavouring to work on these, and you'll see them on the channel as I complete them over time, so do check back. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this, do like and subscribe if you are not a subscriber. About half of you aren't. Also, do check out the Patreon as well, and channel membership over on the channel. Every bit helps, and all goes back into making more and more videos and more content of the historical wargaming type. I will see you in the next Storm of Steel video. Thank you very much for watching.